I've gotten this question before about why I cut trees off about waist high when rather than digging out the whole tree. I'm Justin Hitt with Prosperity Homestead. One of the key reasons, and I'll be real quick with this one, is cutting the tree off at about this high. The tree is now starving in nutrients, and I'll come back and cut all the little side shoots off. And then within a year or so, it'll just break off at the ground like this. And then I didn't have to dig up a root. Eventually the root in the ground will rot. And it's something that you might do. And actually this other one's about ready to go. I can kick it over. But it's something you might do in an area where you're running goats or you're running pigs, rather than take a lot of time and effort to dig the roots out of the ground, is that you just cut it off at about hip high. Now this works with invasive plants such as honey locust, and it works with any other types of tree. It doesn't work with big thick trees. If you have a big thick stump that you cut off here, you might cut it off high in order to grab it with a tractor later as it gets more rotten. But ultimately, you don't need to burn the stumps. You don't need to chainsaw it off of the ground. You don't need to do a lot of things. This inhibits growth, because if you cut it off of the ground, a lot of plants will do what's called coppice. They'll shoot out a bunch of different shoots as a response to the damage of the tree. It's a protection mechanism. You can see this tree right here has had some damage from deer. It's kind of starting to die itself. It still looks good. It's a fruiting dogwood, but it's released hormones to protect itself by bushing up around the bottom. So if you cut a plant off at the bottom, it will coppice. If you cut it off too high, it'll pollard, which is okay. You may want the pollarding, but cutting it off about this high, it'll dry out. It'll start to attract fungi, and that fungi will inoculate the root system of the tree itself. And then it also provides a helpful place to lean stuff. I used to put my water bottle on top of here. I'm leaning a couple T-posts I need to carry back to the house. But eventually what will happen is the piece of wood will just fall over. It also provides beneficial insect habitat. Insects will get up under the bark and everything. It will attract those insects here rather than being on other plants or trees. And when the tree eventually falls over, being fully inoculated with mushrooms, as you can see by the mushrooms that are coming up here, you can actually just leave it on the ground and let it turn back into soil. So rather than digging up this tree, in this particular case I didn't dig up the tree because there's a manhole cover right here specifically. And so even the folks that did the forestry work on this hill didn't want to dig up this particular tree. It's too close to the sewer lines. But they did dig up the other stumps that were here. And then we added soil and everything in place. So there's a case for grubbing the big stumps, especially if you want an area level. But if you're just running a natural garden or doing natural farming, leaving these stumps here provide you trellis. They provide you habitat. They provide a resource in the soil. They will eventually just rot and break off like we've done with this one right here. So that's just a quick tip from Justin Hitt from Prosperity Homestead. Hope that's been useful. Don't break your back trying to get these trees out of the ground. And then the tip on the honey locust is when you cut it off this high, it will resprout from the top. So I prefer to pollard those and then give preference to one tree to get a fence post out of it. So I'll pollard it off maybe 5 or 6 feet off the ground. But if you do want to remove it, cutting it off at this height, you want to just make sure that you go around the base of it and chop the base a little bit with a hoe to disconnect its roots from the surface there, because we don't want the little water sprouts to come up with a honey locust. And then you make sure you're cutting off all the branches on the side. It'll take so much energy to put the new shoots out that it'll withdraw a lot of its root system, and then it will break and fall over. And then what you want to do is go ahead and pull the extra roots out of the ground if they're still there. Because if you cut the honey locust off of the ground, it sends an enzyme out the roots for it to sprout all along the root sections, or anywhere the roots may get warm enough to be near the soil surface. So if you're using this to remove invasive trees or plants, you just want to be mindful that some trees have a lot of resilience, so you will want to walk back through the area and cut it. The last thing I want to touch on is, a lot of people say, well, why do you do that rather than just spraying it or drilling a few holes in it, putting in salt or something? Well, as a natural farmer, as somebody who believes in organic methods, who understands the old ways, those herbicides are not necessary. In fact, they're being sold to you because they're very, very profitable. While the salt method does work, because you could actually put salt in it and deer will scrape it out, it's not ideal for your environment. I want to cultivate the natural systems that are there, the decomposers, the insects that thrive on dead wood, I want to make habitat for small birds. I want to provide an environment because what will happen a lot of times too is the bugs will get into the bark and then the birds will come and pick the bugs out. I want to cultivate that rather than adding something unnatural to the environment, such as a spray or a herbicide, because they're not necessary. Now, if you're doing 10 acres of this, then you're going to be a little bit sloppier with it, and I would use animals instead of the herbicide. I would bring goats in behind, so because all that regrowth, goats will eat it up. You know, you leave goats on this, they'll eat all that little regrowth up all the way down to the ground, and then you'll turn what was waste into meat. And then, of course, pigs will rub against logs like this and eventually push it up out of the ground as they dig around the roots and eat the roots off of it. So again, we want to use natural systems, and we want to be understanding of how the environment wants to function so that we can do things that are complementary when we manage our habitats. Whether it's a small urban space like this or it's a big forestry system, this particular approach provides value. Last point, you do want to take the roots out where you're going to have walking trails, hiking trails, or you're going to have access points, because you don't want to have the stumps. You can cut those off at the ground because you don't want to have something sticking out of the ground like this where you might back into it or otherwise. But again, I hope I've covered this completely. If you have any questions, visit me at www.prosperityhomestead.org. It's always a pleasure to hear from you and to see pictures of your projects. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next podcast.